Thank you for a thank you for a very kind introduction and shalom. And a good morning in English. And my speech is going to be in English. I hope there is a translation available for those who need it. But I won't be very technical, as they are more better in this matter than myself. I've been asked to speak about our security concerns from the Baltic region. Baltic meaning from the three nations, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. Baltic is a bit larger. There are 9 countries around the Baltic, including the Russia, but we have our concerns, and that is what I've been asked and what we have done during the past years, and what we have to focus on industrial cooperation between the countries. Let me begin with the first kind of statement that we have quite a lot in common between the Latvia and Israel. We are small, and we have enemies around us. We need to take care of them. We have to develop our own self-defense capabilities in front of our collective defense capabilities. The only difference is that Israel has allies, but we are part of the NATO ally, and we rely on the NATO Article 5, where the attack on one country is also assumed as an attack on as an organization. Therefore, we rely on NATO's defense capabilities as well. But the threat around us is, first of all, existential, is huge, and it's growing, and it's long-lasting. And that will not disappear. Even the war in Ukraine will stop at any terms. Our threat will not disappear. The geography is as it is. Our neighbor is there, and we have to take care of. And I will not go on the slides. You see all the kind of different threats what we faced within the last years from our neighboring nation. And that's we have to deal comprehensively. And therefore, we have to make a resilience in a society and to build our national comprehensive approach and to have also the funds allocation for the defense capabilities. And our country did quite well. If you look at the past years, our defense budget, if I compare when we first time reached the 2% of gross domestic product, it was in 2018. Next year, we will have close to the 5% of our GDP. 495, of course, in the total volumes, it's not the big figures. In the next slide, you will see also the figures, but that is the money what we operate. Our economy also is it is. We have strengthened our defense capabilities, and therefore, in my presentation, I will go through the slides. As you, some of the, or most of you are the businessmen, you will see where we could also align us and where we could have a cooperation in purchasing equipment, both conventional and also unmanned systems. This is defense budget, what we are dealing. As I said, the figures are not might be high as might be in Israel, but in a percentage-wise, we are one of the leading nations in all the NATO alliance out of 32 countries. That next year we are close to 91% of GDP and exceeding the 2 billion availability of the funds. And that continue to grow. This is the money what we operate. The top priorities of the capabilities, needless to mention. And that is one of the reasons why I'm here, also meeting with your representatives from Ministry of Defense, to learn more, to get the experience from the war, what you faced here regarding the air defense systems. We also do establish the layered air defense system, but there are several gaps. First, how to deal with low-flying, low-speed objects like Shahed type or Giranya type drones, and also we are still missing the capability which exceeds the medium range, meaning the anti-ballistic capability. Then we are also in quite a need for the high precision strike capabilities, long range capabilities. In direct fire, we are advancing and building it, but high precision, long range, and war in Ukraine also showed this is the capability quite needed in order to use that at strategic and the operational level. Medium infantry fighting, the infantry fighting vehicles, we already signed the contract with GDELs, where also Israeli companies are involved, like Elbit and Rafael, as a subcontractors to this project. Therefore, I appreciate that cooperation. And one of the utmost importance, which is so far for political leadership currently, and I mentioned to one of the colleagues already this morning, they are quite addicted to unmanned aerial and unmanned ground and unmanned sea systems. This is one of the top priorities, and quite a huge burden of our budget goes to unmanned systems. We need on the ground, laying the mines if needed, or to transport the goods to the border. And as a armaments director, I'm also responsible for strengthening our eastern border, but we are not looking just on the fortifications. We are looking also on the unmanned systems area for the observations, for the sensors, for detection, and for also kinetic engagement with our enemy if needed. Sea systems, it's very important and crucial. It's recent events in Brussels airport as well in Copenhagen airport show that sea is used also for launching the drones. And Russia's Shadow Sea fleet is used for launching the drones, if you ask in my opinion. And we have to learn how to deal with if they are launched and how to protect the avenues of approaches from the seaside. We are also sea country. And the rest of the goods, you can do everything, but you cannot do anything without ammunition if you do not have it. Therefore, refillment of the stocks, because in a few years, or in a few weeks, when the full invasion started in 22 in Ukraine by Russia, we all in NATO found out that our stocks are depleted and there is no ways how to refill them. We are focusing now to refill them. Just to highlight the latest purchases, what we made during 2025, there are several, like scatterable mining systems, or conventional mines, and also spike systems for anti-tank engagement. And for the air defense systems, we are purchased or signed agreement with Saab for RBS-70NG. As well, we signed almost 800 million contract with GDOS for the infantry fighting vehicles. This is the needed capabilities and the priorities for upcoming years, if you look, and that is where they are trying to borrow the money from the European funds in order to enhance our defense capabilities. I probably will not go through all of them. I will let you just to read yourself, but some of them I mentioned, but also the support to Ukraine is quite important from our side. Next slides, what I will speak also for the support to Ukraine. Latvia has initiated a year ago, February 2024, to launch the Drone Capability Coalition for the several reasons. First of all, to support the Ukraine with the needed drones. At that time was the FPV drones at the utmost need. But of course, it developed through the year, and then came the bombers. Now we are talking on the interceptors. Now the coalition builds 20 countries as a group. And next week in Warsaw, we're going to meet as a drone capability coalition countries, and we will review what we have done within the 2025 and what advantage we have over the Russian drone capabilities, what they're using during the war in Ukraine. The two reasons, as I mentioned, to support the Ukraine and also to enhance our industrial defense cooperation between the industry and the government, and also to build our own self-defense capabilities with unmanned systems. This is the purposes of the drone coalition. And quite a huge amount of the money was given to the joint procurement, which is organized by the United Kingdom, by Britain, and also the bilaterally countries support the Ukraine on the way. What the Latvia is good, and this is the next one, for the testing opportunities. If any of Israeli unmanned system company would like to come to Latvia for the testing, there is an opportunity. From January, we will have also quite a huge training range, a training polygon, where we will do that. We are already doing that now. This is the range where we can use electronic warfare and other means there, and not many countries in Europe can provide it. I'm proud of it, therefore I welcome. If you are having a partner in Latvia and cooperation like a joint venture or idea to cooperate, you are very welcome to do so. And also in September 1st, we just opened the Autonomous System Competency Center, which also aims to bring the defense industrial cooperation between the businesses and the government much closer, in order to also to research and develop the capability what is needed. And as one who is responsible for procurement, I'm also used to say that I don't need the thing which hasn't been the battle tested. Where you can see the battle tested systems, you can see them here, you can see them in Ukraine. And I am also welcome after the test in Latvia to test it and to speak further on a possible procurement on the systems. I think I will cut it here, and thank you for attention.